The Cyclops, giant one-eyed behemoths, often wielding clubs and boulders, known for their strength, cruelty, and stench. The Cyclops are generally smaller than giants and are therefore considered lower on the giant pecking order. This means that giants bully them when they encounter them, and it rarely ends well for the Cyclops.
The Cyclops certainly has giant levels of strength, but in this conflict, size does matter.
In Orth, the Cyclops can be found in remote areas.
There are in fact two distinct species of Cyclops in Orth, the true Cyclops getting to heights of 40 feet, and the much smaller Cyclops kin, who only achieve heights of 7 to 10 feet.
The difference between the true Cyclops and Cyclops kin, aside from size, seems to be that the true Cyclops prefers to be alone, whereas the Cyclops kin live in family groups.
Family groups like this Cyclops kin, who is tending to his sheep with his children. They will likely be out here most of the day.
Mutton is a staple for the Cyclopean diet, but, as you might imagine for a being of great size, they don't consume small portions. As such, they must maintain a very large herd of fat sheep.
The Cyclops are not the only ones interested in sheep. Winter has been very harsh for this young adult red dragon, and it seems to have decided the herd looks like a bounty. Unfortunately for the red dragon, it seems the Cyclops have noticed her.
It's very difficult to sneak up on a Cyclops, despite their limited vision. Some have even suggested that they have a supernatural ability to perceive slightly into the future.
This Cyclops has noticed the threat and rushes the herd to safety, while the adult defends against the onslaught. It seems the dragon will need to find dinner elsewhere. Meanwhile, the child leads the sheep back to the cave, and then seals the entrance with a boulder. The female Cyclops sets the table for dinner. There is of course mutton and also some berries. She picked them earlier. Cyclops society is very misogynistic. The men do the important work while tending the sheep, whereas the women keep the slaves and do the menial labor.
We often think of Cyclops as eating meat, but if we look at their teeth, we see that there are flats as well as canines, indicating they are omnivores. They often supplement their diet with food obtained from raids.
Faerunian Cyclops, on the other hand, are quite different.
Faerun actually has two origin stories for Cyclops, leading scholars to wonder if there is not also two distinct species of Cyclops.
One such origin story centers around Cyclops found near portals of the Feydark.
So the story goes, the Fomorians, these huge, nasty, mean giants, gathered a huge army of ogres and invaded the Fey realm, but Titania wasn't having any of that and cursed them, changing them.
Whether true or not, Fomorians prize Cyclops as slaves and blacksmiths.
The Fomorians are a race of giants that show great magical potential, but despite the Cyclops having less magical potential, they undoubtedly forge better magical weaponry than the Fomorians.
Magical weaponry that draws adventurers. The Cyclops starts the fight by tossing a boulder. With only a single eye, Cyclops have terrible depth perception and are therefore quite bad at ranged combat. They are, however, devastating in melee range. The second origin story details that the Cyclops are children of the giant deities. We once believed that Cyclops had no religion, or that they worshipped their Fomorian overlords, but recently we found some enclaves of Cyclopeans that don't seem related to the Fomorians. These Cyclops believe that they are the children of the gods, specifically Othia,
wife of Anam.
Cyclops do not believe that they are creations of Anam, instead believing they are the result of a divine tryst. These enclaves of Cyclops have a divine gift allowing them to see into the future. They will sit in meditation and search the timeline for mistakes, anomalies that set Cyclopean society and their deity's progress back. After having found such mistakes, the Oracle will join a sentry and set out on a quest.
They will sometimes contact adventurers to help them on their quest, but one should always be wary of doing so, as the Cyclops is only concerned for their own agenda.
In Exandria, particularly in the Dagger Bay Mountains, Cyclops are known to lead low-born giant society.
At some point in history, Cyclops were banished from highborn society, along with hill giants and ogres. These are referred to as low-born giantkin.
The most dangerous of these Cyclops are called storm callers. When a Cyclops baby is born during a storm, there is a chance it is born a storm caller. Storm callers are powerful Cyclops that gain magical power during storms. They can fly, and their attacks have elemental, destructive capability. Storm callers are physically smaller and weaker, but because of their power, they're feared and revered by their brethren. They are also more intelligent, finding ways to shore up their weakness, like magical items.
It's almost like they discuss this amongst themselves. Stormcallers often have a ring of protection and a cloak of protection, though I would think twice before attempting to relieve them of such. If you found this educational or entertaining, please like and subscribe.
And if you'd like to discover more, please check out D&D Discovers at startplaying.games. Thank you.